So for the therapeutic art prompt this week, you want to divide your paper in half, and on one side put images and words and symbols that reflect the in-group, belonging, safety, superiority. What does the in-group tend to think about themselves? And then on the other side, do the same thing for the out-group. So what do we think about the people who are not in our group, the thems? They are what? I want you to just think about like how you think about people that don't agree with you, are different than you, and put those symbols here. And then in the middle, you can draw a bridge or connect these sides however you want. I just put some symbols of like shared humanity in there, things that most of us have in common. Like we all want to live in a safe home. We all want our kids to be healthy and happy, those kinds of things. So I'll just show you real quick. So this is my in-group side. So the in-group tends to think that, we are enlightened. This is a representation of God. God is on our side. This is like, stained glass for a church. Like, again, we are, like the Bible backs us up, or theology. And then we have, again, a light bulb. We're enlightened. Books, we're educated. These flowers, like, we are the only ones who know like how to create peace on the earth and make things beautiful. And this is like a superhero type lady. She has a gun, and you can see on the other side, this woman has a gun too, and these poor kids are caught in the middle of this. But when we think about the out group, we think that they are violent and threatening and scary. But at the same time, we think, well, if we need to defend ourselves, we're justified because God is on our side of, like violence toward the other group. This is the out group side. We tend to think that they are blind. These bugs are they're like the lowest of society. This is like a woman in a, I don't know, whatever outfit, but just like a different culture from us. They're weird, they're different. Maybe they're threatening. This is a symbol of Satan, like they must be deceived by Satan, if you believe in Satan, which I don't anymore, but he's good for scaring people. And these are just like kind of grotesque representations of something that's like less than human. So they might be alive, but they're like gross and weird and like less than human. So, and then in the middle, I put, these are things that most of us want, right? Most of us want a safe place to live. We want our children to be safe. We want good food, or just to be able to like enjoy life. We want love. I put this butterfly here because both sides want change, right? People holding hands, and then this bridge at the bottom, which I really liked this image because it looks like you're standing on one side of the bridge and you can't see what's on the other side. It looks a little scary to cross that bridge. And I think that's how it feels sometimes, is like if I, make the effort to get to know the people on the other side and understand their thoughts and opinions, like really in a human way, like that is scary and intimidating. So I think so much of our self-righteousness is actually fear. So yeah, that was interesting. I put, you can kind of see like the gold stars around here, around the things that like are our shared humanity. Oh, and I put it on this black paper because I'm not gonna lie, this one felt heavy to me. I'm losing stickers. I recorded the Us versus Them podcast yesterday before the Charlie Kirk assassination happened. And so this just happened to be the therapeutic art prompt, and I did it today, and it felt really heavy. So I put it on black paper. I don't know. I just felt like things are dark right now. And while I did this exercise, I just let myself like feel the sadness about it. Like, it doesn't matter what side of the group you're on. We don't need to shoot each other, right? It's just like so heartbreaking. So let's go over the questions. You can see it, like my thoughts are kind of scattered today. Number one is, how do I tend to draw the line between us and them? So this is like looking at yourself, like when you have been in that mindset, or if you are, like, what are you thinking about your group and what are you thinking about the other group? And I kind of went over it, but you know, usually in the in group, the us group, it's we're educated, we're enlightened, God is on our side, we are special, we have a calling to like change the world or whatever. And when we're thinking about the out group, we're thinking they're uneducated, they're violent, ignorant, they're influenced by Satan, if you're believing that. They're less than human, they're blind, they're weird, right? So it's like these people are threatening. And to be clear, there are specific leaders or people or whatever that are threatening, but it's really dangerous when we start to paint the entire out group like that. So number two was, how did this make you feel? And for me, it was just like, I was sad on this one and just let myself feel that. Like, why does there have to be so much violence in the world? So number three is, what does my bridge symbolize about how I want to move beyond division? And it was just symbols of universal humanity, things that most of us really want: shared hopes and dreams, compassion for each other. And I don't know, I was kind of feeling like that's so cliche though. Like, you know, we need to build bridges or whatever. And I think it's true, but it just felt a little, I don't know, like hopeless. Because I can do that, you can do that, but we need a lot of people to do that and stop shooting each other. So how do you even make a difference? And the one thing that I thought of is, if you hear this kind of us versus them language, call it out. Label it for what it is. Say it. That is us versus them thinking, and that is dangerous and unhealthy. And because I think the way that we think about and talk about each other is much more important than whatever our political opinions are. Like I said, we can disagree, but when we hear that kind of labeling of a whole group of people, I think just pointing it out and educating people, I think a lot of people don't even know or understand what that is, that it's like a common thinking pattern that a lot of humans do, and a lot of us are stuck in it. So just pointing it out and educating people, I think is, for me, like, I don't know, teaching my family, doing my best to not be in that mindset, and helping other people understand that. I don't know. Let me know if you have any other ideas, and let me know what came up for you with this one. It was, a rough one for me, but anyway, I love you guys. Take care.